Well, hi everyone. My name is Jen. Welcome to my channel. My video is my video. My channel is called Green Fiddle Pottery, and I am in Central Florida. And this is I did a kiln opening and put it out there on my channel a year and a half ago. It was awful. I got like I don't know 30 views. Big deal. But anyway, I'm trying this again. I told myself at New Year's I was going to start putting my videos out there, so here I am. And I just want to say, first of all, that I watch all of you potters out there all over the world, and I just love what you do. I love the community. I love the love, the generosity, the kindness that all of you exhibit, and I just feel like I watch you every morning with coffee, and I mean Mud Magic and Far Forest and I don't know, all of them, I mean, I see a new one and who's this? And I click on it, and so glad to see Sarah Walton is back because I just love her combinations, and Kim and Todd Unseth and Bill and Jenny and Warehouse Creations and Aubrey and Morel from Morel Designs, and the new one, Cozy Mountain. She's so cute. I just loved her first kiln opening. That was a disaster. So I've been doing pottery for about 3 years, and started watching pottery videos about that same time. YouTube University, you can learn anything, and you guys have taught me so much, and I thank you so much. And I love the glaze combinations, and I am a shameless copycat, so you're going to see a lot of glaze combinations that other people do. But I try some things on my own too. So I'm not a production potter. I don't throw very well, so I do most of my stuff with slabs, and I find that just what works for me. So, but I do use GR pottery forms and Alexandria pottery. I got some of their mug forms, which I highly recommend. They're fabulous. And I love all things fantasy, mermaids and elves and fairies and kitty cats, of course, and owls and wolves and witches and ghosts and all things fantasy. I just love dragons, and so I do a few markets near my house that are inside a mall. Yay! In the summer, which is fabulous. No tent, no weather to contend with, so that's great. And yeah, so I have a kiln opening to show you. I have a Scut 818 that I bought about a year and a half ago, and I love it. It's great. It's in my garage, just like you guys have yours in your garages. But today I thought about how to do this, and I think the best way that works for me, because I have the world's noisiest water heater. I mean, that thing just sings, and it's just really annoying. So I thought the best thing to do would be here at my kitchen table, which is where I do a lot of my glazing. And on this cold, gray Florida day, we have had the coldest weather in 30 years. We've had 3 nights of below freezing, so all my hibiscus that my little squirrels eat, the flowers, nothing cuter than a little mama squirrel eating a red flower. Yeah, they're all kind of looking pretty sad, but I'm hopeful that they'll come back. I checked them yesterday, and I don't think they're dead. I just think they've lost their leaves are all crispy. So anyway, so I have a few things to show, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and maybe you'll watch it. I'll throw some comments out on y'all's channels and say, would you please watch my video? And we'll see what happens. So anyway, so here we go. So the first one I'm going to do is, this is a dragon, Celtic dragon. You can't really see it. This was copper float, three times copper float. And there you can kind of see him, but it's very obscured, very, very obscured. So, and 3 times Mako's sapphire on the inside, but I just noticed there's a little bit of crawling, so I'm going to have to fix that and redo it. And this is a soup mug form. She calls it a nested mug, large nested mug. It's Alexandria Pottery Company. But I find it works fabulous as a soup mug. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I use speckled buff engobe on the bottoms of all my stuff now. I find it doesn't stick to the shelf. It finishes and seals the piece. I just love it. So anyway, other than that one little bit of crawling, I will send it through. So send it back through. So I got a good cone 5. I always do a preheat, either 30 or 60 minutes, depending, to make sure that everything is really, really dry. And then I go usually to cone 5, and I usually do an 8 or a 10-minute hold, and then just a natural cool. And that usually works really well for me. So anyway, okay, next one, wolf mug. And when I was doing him, first I was going to do him in like browns and grays. But then I thought, what if I do a night and day? So I made a night and day. So that's 4 coats of smoke, Amico smoke on the inside and the handle. And it's still a little patchy. It's not great, but it's fine. And then obsidian 3 times, snow 3 times. And then I did black and white underglaze on the wolf, and I gave him 1 green eye and 1 blue eye. And hopefully somebody will like him. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty dramatic. So we'll see how if somebody likes him. I hope so. So next one is, and I'm getting better with my weights. So when I first started doing mugs, oh my God, could use them as doorstops. They were awful. One person referred to them as bricks, and they were incredibly heavy. But now they're getting much better. So this is Kitty on a Bookshelf. So this is a De La Design roller that I rolled out on a slab, and then I hand paint all the books and the kitty with underglazes. And I typically have been using Laguna underglaze because I have a Laguna pottery store 4 miles from my house, which I guess is a blessing and a curse because I go down there like all the time. And I am very fortunate that I have a second pottery supply company, Florida Clay Art, 15 miles away. And they have Amico and Mako products as well as other toys, rollers and things. So when the glaze addiction hits, I run down there and get glaze because I have a glaze addiction, just like so many of you. So this is 3 coats of honey flux on the inside, and then just zinc-free clear. There's a squirrel running by, and if any a lot of times I'll sit here and deer will come walking through, and if that happens, I'll see if I can move the camera so you can see him. So, but my little kitty, he's got a couple of pinholes, one in the eye, one on the whisker, but it's on the outside. The inside looks fine. So I don't think I need to redo it. Again, speckled buff engobe on the bottom. And the next one is also a Alexandria pottery form. She calls it her large cappuccino mug. Also fabulous soup mug. Just makes a great soup mug. And interesting thing about this combination is I actually did it. It was in the kiln waiting to be fired, and then I watched an Audrey Lynn Berm kiln opening, and she did this exact same glaze combination, and I was like, oh, wow, how cool is that? So this is 3 times honey flux, which it does get a little patchy. This is all B-mix, by the way, Laguna B-mix, which is what I use most of the time. Sometimes I'll get their Sybils with speckle, which I like, but for slab building, the B-mix is fabulous with grog. Anyway, so it's 3 times of honey flux and 2 times of Monet's Pond Jungle Gem. And Monet's Pond by itself, which I've used before, is darker. So when it's on the honey flux, it lightens up, and I think it's just gorgeous. And it runs a little bit. There's some drippies. There's some little drippies, not much, but a little bit. So I think that turned out super, super nice. So yeah, I highly recommend for those of you who want to slab build, hand build with slab, they have a little deal that goes on the wheel, and then the mug form goes on the little deal, and then you can use your wheel to make your mug. And yeah, you don't, because centering and me, we do not have a good relationship. I just, trust me, I've tried. And I just find it to be a frustrating experience. Now this one I'm going to show you, I actually did in a previous kiln load, and I've been using it, and I just love this one, and I'm definitely going to do this one again. So this is my crazy kitty mug. So I have one kitty, two kitties, three kitties. And I just, this was a silk screen that I got off of Amazon, I guess. And they're just so cute. So cute, little crazy kitties. So this is 3 times Weeping Plum, and then 2 times Poppy Fields. Poppy Fields just goes kind of, to here to here. And then the Weeping Plum goes here to here, and they kind of meet, and then just Weeping Plum on the inside. So yeah. And I give them all different color eyes, blue eyes, yellow eyes, green eyes. And I just think they're just so cute. So cute. My little crazy kitty mug. So that's all the mugs. So then I have a little GR Pottery form dish with a transfer, mermaid. And the mermaid transfer was blue, and so I used sky, and I think she turned out pretty good. Hopefully somebody will like her. This is Sky Celadon 4 times. Amico Sky Celadon. So yeah, pretty good. Then I have a heart-shaped dish. This is 3 times alabaster. Mako's alabaster, inside and out. And then 2 times Monet's Pond on top of the alabaster. And that turned out real pretty. I'm super happy with that, because I really do like the satin matte of the alabaster for some things. Not all things, but some things. So yeah, that turned out. And there's some real pretty like blue. Got a little darker blue there, little drippies. But yeah, that is not bad. Kind of happy with that. So then just a little ring dish with a texture. That's Sky Celadon. I'm making a whole bunch of these. My husband is going to retire. I'm fortunate to be retired, and I do this as a hobby. And he's going to be retiring at the end of April, and we're going to throw a big party for him. And I'm going to make little dishes for everybody as party swag. So I'm in the process. And I make these little things using a little terracotta saucer that I got at Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever. And they're a couple bucks a piece, and these just so easy. Takes 5 minutes to make, kiln filler, and people love them. I use them all the time. So I've got that one. And then I've got another one. And this is actually milk glass. Milk glass? Yeah, Mako's milk glass. Just all by itself. And somebody's pinging me, excuse me. Garbage. Do y'all get lots of garbage texts and things? Anyway, it's got a little bit of texture to it. I wanted to see if milk glass obscured the texture, and it kind of sort of does. So it kind of turned into a pink. And then I put milk glass on the back, but I put the speckled buff engobe on first, and it's completely different. Completely different than the front. It's pretty. It's kind of a pinky gray. So that's kind of pretty. And then one more little ring dish. This is milk glass with cordovan. So two times cordovan and then 2 times milk glass. And it turned out kind of, I don't know, not great. Kind of a, I don't know what you'd call that color. Kind of a greeny brown, not great, not great. But I wanted to see what it would do with it. And yeah, not fabulous. Then I have, now I do have some porcelain clay that I find difficult to work with, even with hand building. And I made a tray like this a while ago, and it came all the way through everything, and then it had a big old crack. So it ended up being smashed on New Year's Eve day, because that's what we do on New Year's Eve day. It's a tradition here now. But this one worked out great. And it's a little garden scene. It's also a De La Design roller, hand painted with underglazes. And I think it turned out real pretty. This bee is a little not as good as the other bee, but all right. And I just think it's very pretty and spring-like. And hopefully somebody will like it. So yeah, I thought it turned out really pretty. The one butterfly, just the yellow, I meant to do more. I did a little robin. Because we do get robins come through. They migrate through in the spring. So yeah, I think that turned out really pretty. I'm happy with it, and that's porcelain. But I did put the speckled buff on the back of it again. Just a little tray. Oops, upside down. Just a little tray. And then I have a couple of plates that I'm making for us to keep because I want to make a dinnerware set. And this is a combination that Kim and Todd Unseth brought to the world. And thank you for that. Fabulous. And this is the Cordovan Birch Light Flux. Again, a GR Pottery form. And they just turned out great. So there's one. They're nice and flat. I got the speckled buff engobe on the back. And that is just such a gorgeous combination. I just absolutely love this combination. And when I was doing tests to ask my husband what he liked, what he wanted, for us to have, and he picked this one. So I'm going to make a whole set of dishes with this combination because I think it's just gorgeous. And and they're all different. Even though they're the same, they're different. They come out different. So there's the larger plate. I love the cordovan ring around the edge there. I think that is just so cool. And it's just such a beautiful, and it just works. It works. It just works. So thank you, Kim and Todd, for this beautiful combination. And they sit pretty well together. So I'm going to make a bunch this size and a bunch this size and probably one more smaller size. So that's it. That is my first kiln opening of this year, and the first one, well, actually my second one of all time. And I'm going to work to get it put out there, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you'll watch and get to know me a little bit. I will try to do this regularly now because I've got another bisque. I just turned around, put a bunch of stuff in bisque, and I have a couple of fairy statues in the next one. So I'll be looking forward to doing them. I did a seasonal, a spring, summer, winter, fall set last year, and everybody loved them, and they all went to different people. They all went to different homes. So I'm going to do them again because I really like doing them. I do some mermaids as well. And yeah, so that's it. And thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a great day and a great rest of the week. And today is February the 5th. Yeah, on a cold, gray day. So Have a good day, everybody, and thanks for watching.